Hello and welcome to the Asia Weekly for 4.0 week 3. My name's Louis and I'm joined by the number 23 Yoshimane in the world, XD.
Hello, what is up everyone? It is me, XD, finally back in these weekly things. It's been quite a long time, Louis. And it's so long that I blinked my eyes and all of a sudden we're in 4.0. When did that happen? How did that happen?
I mean, they do kind of skip from 0.8 to 0.0. They don't do the 0.9, so it's, I get how you can be confused.
It is far beyond my understanding, but here we are. Anyways, we are welcoming you guys to another weekly. Before we actually get into the actual actual tournament and all the rule sets, actually, I don't think we really need to step upon the weekly rule set as much because we already know the same old song and dance. But we would like to make a little secret announcements, Louis, if you wouldn't mind.
Alrighty. So since in week 2 we sadly had to deal with the Kave bug, the EU and America weeklies had to go, so they will be moved to week 5, which means Asia, you'll only have next week, this week, and the week after next week for qualification, and then have week 5 off to really hone everything for the major.
No one really expected the whole Kave Inquisition, the hacker man that came down. While it was a very unfortunate situation, safety in people's accounts come first. So, meanwhile, some might find this very inconvenient. It was for the benefit of everyone related to the whole situation. So I hope you all understand regarding that situation. But it doesn't mean we're missing out. Some of the people who couldn't do it on week 2 are not exactly missing out. So, we'll just have to hope that they actually come back on week 5 to settle the score that was supposed to happen on week 2.
Yeah, get those 4-1s, 5-0s in. Get to the major. I'm still, as per usual, I am hyped for the majors at the end here. But yeah, so 4.0, I feel like not that much has changed in general when it comes to the meta. The only thing I've seen is like a notable lack in most regions of bin, But I feel like that's just fatigue. I feel like people just don't want to bring it.
You know what they say whenever they bring it's usually like it's how like every other games too. We know that there are top tiers, but usually towards like until you go to like the major event or like the finalist events, you usually don't see those top tier characters. It's mostly other people trying to bring other like other meta or off meta characters or decks to show that they can do something out of that. Right now, like sure, it does count towards your eligibility to go into the final weeklies, the majors, but it also just means the weekly is just another opportunity for you to just show off new experimental decks, new experimental point of views to see how it actually goes. So that maybe when you go into the major, things might be a little bit different.
Yeah, like it always feels like at least the top players find a way to to make their 4-1s, 5-0s count. Like for example, we have Carano in here today. Like Carano usually plays something that people don't expect, but wins with it anyway. So
With that said, it seems like the Asia tournament will be slowly getting the stuff in it. Yep, we are actually getting to set up a little bit here. Indulge me, Louis. And do you remember any other players that are actually like in contenders right now? Because I'm a little bit behind. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at all the list, the battle fight here, but only a certain number of names shall pop up on my interest list.
Well, I'm not quite up to date with like who has finishes this tournament this weekly cycle, but we have a decent amount of like known players. Just going down the list here, we're like Potato, Rocky, Crapaholic. We got like Jocelyn and Carano coming in, Jatnad. We got Boar, Arc, like a decent amount of good players showing up today.
But it also means there's an opportunity that they can get suddenly just ripped up from the underground, because this is why I technically speaking, I kind of do like the weeklies a little bit more than majors. It's just that I don't have time to commentate them as well as often as I used to. But the weeklies are always great because that's when all underdogs happen. You never know what can happen. It's just like any other fighting game tournaments as well. You're just waiting for that one moment where this really well-known players. No hate to them. I love people who are professional and like they also get all the really cool stuff going on. But when they get offset, that's when things go really wild. That's when the hype of the crowd rises, emerges from the ashes.
Yeah, and especially when it happens with like some new deck that may or may not be good. We don't know. Like sometimes we just see somebody come in with I remember like Sucrose Razor Xingqiu like a couple patches back, and it's like, is that good, or did they just execute really well, or did they get lucky? No one knows. But
it just happened.
Is here now. Like last patch we had the sort of stir fry deck from Squibble with Raiden, Nahida, Xiangling, which seems to have stuck around. Like some people have just picked it up now. It seems to be like a rogue contender, honestly.
Hold on, did you just say stir fry deck?
Yeah, I like that term.
Who the heck names all these teams and decks?
Okay, just to be clear, that's just my name. No one else calls it that.
Okay, because right now all I ever, if you recall, like the main games in Genshin Impact, we also have Salad over, we have Microwave, we have like we should. All I know now is that TC, like they were crafting in both GITCG and the main game, should never cook, like ever. They're not allowed to cook. From all the food names they put on the teams, it just feels like there's gonna be like nothing but like people living alone and just making microwavables.
Yeah, I love cooking.
Yeah. In any case, I'm actually excited to see if there's actually the new characters, Qiqi, Albedo, and Candace. There we go. Candace actually shows up.
Candace was last batch already.
Okay. No, I feel like I just offended a good number of Candace fans now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Candace actually showed up at the majors a tiny bit because there is this Candace Electrocharge deck that is like Raiden Candace Razor, I think. That is like supposedly a counter to Ben. But very few people brought it.
Then who was the other guy? Who was the last person that I just
Lisa.
didn't mention out? Lisa, there we. Wow, okay. Not only did I piss off Candace fan base, I also pissed off Lisa fan base. Well,
yeah,
it's been an honor, but it feels like my career has ended with this whole scenario.
Yeah, it feels like similar to the main game. Whenever there's a new like Electro character, it's like, but are they like even remotely as good as Fischl and Raiden? And most of the times, like, I don't know.
It is weird. It is actually wonderful to see, though, by the way, that we're in 4.0. GITCG started at 3.3. 3.3. Well, 3.3. Yeah, 3.3. Yeah. Jesus Christ. The meta changed quite a bit. Compared to like other like the main game or like other gacha games that I know of, the meta has been rather volatile. At least I don't think apart from MMEC, there hasn't been a team that has stayed as long as that one team has been for a while.
I mean, Carano would beg to differ, but
but it's Carano. Like, do I care right now? Carano ain't in the room right now. I don't think I'm obliged to care what Carano thinks at this point.
Do you see this Carano in the room right now?
I don't see a Carano in this room. I don't see an elephant in this room. I don't see anyone in this. All we're doing right now is saying the meta has been shifted so long. And oh, look at that. We actually got into our very first match. It is Jatnad versus Magic. Wow, we were really just jumping off real fast, huh? I actually did not see their characters, but you do see the Arcane card on the first hand and Tenacity of the Millith. So right now, who are we spectating right now?
Yeah, we got Barbara Ito Noel from Jatnat, I think, and we got Magic on. I guess you'd call it Eula Death Sentence. It's Diona, Xingqiu, and Eula. Might be okay. Might be swapped, to be fair, but I don't remember who's who.
So I know I just talked about like decks, like seeing unique decks, and all of a sudden first we see is Ben. I don't know, maybe this is karma on my side, but that is actually a pretty decent roll and start. Besides being Ben, you don't need Ito right now, so he's the so Jatnat's actually going to give up on. Jatnat were going to give up on the Geodice, but then the game said, "Nah, you're going to get 2 more and an Omni."
Yeah. It's going to keep the 3 Cryodice to play Tenacity Dimilith immediately. We got Harbor as well. Full setup turn 1. Who needs Geodice? Let's be real.
It is from what I remember, this bin deck is all about setting it up, everything. The Exodia pieces must be right before actually getting to it. And Jatnat, considering everything, Jatnat actually really had a really good run here. It was actually a really good one. Got the Tenacity of Millith, which is like the biggest thing they needed. Got the Wharf and the Tenshinkaku, just a little cherry on top.
Yeah. On the negative side, obviously, being that on the other side we have a Xingqiu who's able to set up immediately without any repercussion. That's always like, when you play a Xingqiu deck, you're a bit afraid that somebody is just going to, put the little boy in a situation. But in this case, just gets to freely stack up energy and will be able to burst here right away.
Yep. 2 normals on Noel, that was pretty fine. But I don't think Jatnat is actually scared of it at all, considering that Barbara is in play and there are 3 Hydra dice that Jatnat can actually use. So all that damage it might have done out of the way, but it really doesn't matter as much because Magic got the 1 bullet in the chamber right now. Magic needs about like 2 more bullets in the chamber before everything goes off, but Jatnat has already gotten like a few more down the line. So Jatnat is definitely more prepared against Magic right now.
Yeah, especially because, this is a freeze deck that is somewhat of a stall character with the Diana. it is really difficult to outstall Ito in the current meta.
Yeah, honestly, it's usually Ito, like, getting through Ito really has to be like getting rid of Ito as fast as possible, despite there is a Noel on the other side, just as a little plan B. Hopefully, Magic's freeze setup is actually worth it and actually comes in time, because if they don't, Jatna is going to get every single bit of that into their own advantage. And Magic's on a time runner, especially when Qingqiu's burst is up. Yeah, no, they're definitely on a timer. They need to be really quick about it.
Yeah. Burst is getting charged here. We got the Uji coming down.
Superlative strength, one stack is added into it.
Very interesting. We just saw the deck from Magic on the site. It is running Ancient Courtyard, so we're still sort of waiting for these artifacts and weapons to come down here.
One of the wharfs is going down the hill. There we go. Whoa, is that the bell? Whoa, is that the bell? I just saw the bell. Anyways.
Yeah, that is standard in bin.
The bin. I love how that is a true statement in both ways. Yeah, the bell is the standard in bin. Anyways, we are getting in there. The tenacity of the mill is such a really, really crazy artifact. Look at that, Ito just getting a too effective health back up again. So Diona just had to waste. Magic had to waste 3 dice just to get rid of the barrier phase on Ito, and it allows Jatnat to actually set up Ushi once more. So it's like, yeah, you took down my barrier once. Here's another barrier that you're gonna have to get down through, and Ushi just comes down, just moo.
Yeah, I mean, the big trouble here right now is that into a freeze, like Jatnat really doesn't need to do more than one thing per turn. So it's really not like, he's really worried that he's gonna get frozen and has 16 dice that he can't do anything with. Just uses 3 for the weapon, 3 for the Ushi, and already in a position where he can just leave it at the end of the turn and be fine.
Right. Yeah, Magic's in a very finicky position. I don't think Qingqiu. I don't think Magic should have actually initiated Qingqiu immediately right now, especially when Eula has absolutely no energy and is really relying on just Diona's skill right now. Because the moment that the moment 3 of the rain swords are gone, that means Magic has to set up on Qingqiu's burst up again. But right now, you can see Jatnat has literally gotten 3 pieces out of 5 Exodia pieces right now. He just needs 2 more. He doesn't even need 2. He just needs 2 more to be absolutely no. It's all over. It's all Jover.
Yeah, it feels like Magic's just sort of using a bunch of dice for really not much gain. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Magic's just kind of feeling like a deer in the headlights right now. Just not knowing how to deal with this, unstoppable force of Ito.
Yeah, I think if you ask me, I think this is Jover. Oh, this is hella Jover, man.
Yeah, I don't like to call it this early, but at the same time, these really have to pull a lot of weight here.
Listen. I don't like early call-offs, but even I know. See, now he's got the 4th piece of Exodia, which is the full energy situation. All he needs is 1 more, which is something to buff his whole skill.
Yeah. Also, the cleanse at the end of every turn, just getting rid of the cryo every time as well, makes it so difficult to make the freeze stick, really. I feel like this is just a massive matchup difference, and the only way, I feel like Bin would have been in trouble in this matchup is just if there were no tenacity, no bell, just having to go off Ito base.
It is true that Jetnat did high roll on those beginning set of cards for sure, but like god darn. So what can Magic do here? Because I think at this point Magic is trying to delay the inevitable. Because let's say there we go. We have the elemental skill. What Jetnat can do is legitimately just switch to Barbara and set up the cleanse field one more time, and that would be it. That would perfectly be it.
Question is, Diana could also just go down here. Now, that could lead to a freeze, but at the same time, at that point, then you can go to Barbara, keep setting up, and, you know.
It'll be a little bit too, the profit margin for Jetnat using Ito's Burst right now would be incredibly low, because let's just say we take down Diona right now. Sorry, Diano now. Xingqiu and Eula can both freeze him, and that's like an effectively a wasted turn.
Well, it would be if there wasn't Wind and Freedom as well.
Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you god darn.
That's rough.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, this is it. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah. And the gamblers and the thing.
Residence, Wind and Freedom, Kablamo.
Yeah, no, I don't think. No, it's Jover. It's quite Jover.
I think we will see a freeze after this, but that's already 12 damage done in the turn. I feel like that's fine.
Look at that 6 barrier, man.
Yep. And that's not even taking into account the tenacity that's just going to come back next turn as well. Do you see the Arcane Courtyard? We are just finally starting to stack up here. Eula with the tenacity, with the weapon. This is just going to be the 1v1 for the rest of the game here.
There we go. There starts the Ito. However, again, the 5 HP barrier is quite high to handle, and not to mention, Barbara can actually just come back and cleanse it all again. Doesn't need to anymore, considering that Diona's gone. Like, what can you do at this point, you know?
Yeah, you just set up the heal again, put the 2 dice into Honorana, and chill.
Yeah, Magic really trying desperately to try to make things work, but I think it's too late. Diano's gone. Xingqiu's on 2 health. We only have 2 Rainswords left. The Wolf's Gravestone can somewhat do something, but Magic is out of dice, so which also just means that you can't do anything here right now. Phase has ended. Didn't even proc Liveman, just not enough dice, and that's a second bell right there.
Yeah, I feel like at this point you're not really relying on Noel anymore, but it's technically if somehow we see the most ginormous Eula burst that takes down this Ito, there's still a Noel to keep going.
Yeah, no, even then it's not gonna be too much. Alrighty. So this could potentially be the final turn, if anything. I'm not exactly sure about that either. But it is kind of like either the last turn or the second to last turn. There we go. There goes the freeze on Barbara.
Yeah,
I feel Jetnat's gonna stall a little bit just so the dice is out. So into Noelle.
Yeah, and the problem is if you switch to Cincture here, Noelle can take that out herself. So you're really not gaining anything by doing that. So you can't really switch stall effectively.
Just actually doing a single action with Eula right now is 3 dice cost, and Magic has 5 dice left. This is a very, very bad situation. Even if Magic supposedly just pulls out the Woven, the Cry Woven. Oh, actually, as soon as they say that, that's over. It's Jover. It's actually Jover.
Yeah, there goes
Hashtag Jover. There we go. What can Magic do? Magic can do a normal, a skill, a burst, but none of those 3 things will do anything to our dear Noelle. That's actually really, really hard damage, but it's not gonna work.
1 dies now. You can easily just switch over to Ito now and go to town, honestly.
Goes to Barbara instead? Oh, well. I'm not
I guess
actually sure what the point of that was.
I guess if you still have the reduced dice cost, so you can technically do this, then take a reduced cost normal attack, I think, and then Covenant for another. So this is game.
Yep. There it is. There's the Covenant.
And GG's, Jatnad going up 1-0. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a very
just showing,
win.
you know,
Yeah.
showing what it's made of.
It was a very strong, convincing win. Magic definitely could have done something with their deck, but Jatnat just had a really insane high roll in the first round, especially with the really good setup immediately on the very first time with Tenacity of Millith and then switching back into Gamblers. No, you can't survive that. No. When that happened, the chances of that was just Jover.
Honestly, I feel like the Gamblers wasn't even doing that much because the freeze came in like right after, so it wasn't even like Jatnat could really use the extra dice. It's just, you know,
it's like yeah, it was just like it was already gone down. It's like that Simpson meme where the kid's just like, stop, he's already gone. He's already gone. No, that's what it was. That's what it was. Jatnat just like, you know what? If I'm gonna win, I might as well win with a giant thumbs up mark. That's what it is. That is the first round, the first game of the first round. I'm not exactly sure if there's going to be a second one. We were planning to have a different player on the stream as well, but it seems like their opponent decided to forfeit or just not have any reaction.
I think it might have actually been a missed check-in, which is tragic, but happens.
Yeah, it happens. It is very natural along with these. I just forgot this is I forgot this is actually a single round win, not like the major where you have a best out of 3.
Yeah, that's honestly what I like about the majors. It's like the force,
the tension,
I guess.
Mm-hmm. You see, well, okay. Look. Since we're actually on a little bit of a break mode, like since we're actually on the off game casting mode right now, I'm gonna have to tell you this. Like, yeah, sure. Like, I love majors because of all the tension you get between the two players. One loses and then they try to make it back, and now it's like a 1-1 situation. The tension is so high. The tension is amazing. I love it. It's like it bursts my heart. But on the other hand, that just means I have to watch another game, and you know me, Louis. You know what time zone I'm in, and usually when majors happen, I'm at night. It's like it would be like freaking 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just like, oh no, I have to watch another match.
I mean, you could always do the Asia major, but
that was the Asia major. That was the Asia major.
But Doctor, it was the Asia.
But Doctor, it was the Asia major. And then
anyway,
look, no hate to anyone, but like if they also bring a stall deck on top of that, I don't know at that point. I just kind of like, ugh.
You hear that, Benzu? You hear that?
Yes, I actually wholeheartedly meant it. No, just kidding. Don't worry. It seems like there are actually no more battles going on for round 1, so we might actually move on to round 2 when the time comes. Actually, all the matches on round 1 are over, so we are waiting for the process for round 2 to begin.
Yeah, so
I feel like
we take a quick break and then be back with round 2.
Yeah, well, we'll call it about like 5-minute. An amount of minutes. Let's just come back when the tournament organizers do none,
and welcome back to round 2. We got some matches lined up. Let's I'm gonna quickly have a look if we had any upsets round 1.
Yeah, I actually want to see that too. Not well. I say upsets, but considering that I'm really not in. Well, Jocelyn got. Well, actually, it's Toronto. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, Jocelyn was the one that kind of sadly missed the check-in. So.
Oh right, yeah, I can see the little cross off. That's a little unfortunate.
Crapaholic took down Rocky. That's a decent skill matchup, not too much. Zhuyuan taking down Boar.
That's I actually don't know Zhuiyan. Do you know Zhuiyan?
No.
Okay, no, that's definitely an upset that I'm kind of excited. You know what? If we can get a match from Zhuiyan somehow, maybe that's something I do want to see in the future. Later rounds, but that's we don't know until we get to that point.
Yeah. I was looking a second, like what both of them are playing. And we got Wash taking out. I think Mystic is a decent player, so I think I've heard of Wash as well at some point. So, not too sure about all my Asia players, I'll be honest, but could be a tiny upset at the very least.
Oh yeah, quite an example. Everything else seems to be in order, or like we just don't know these players as much for me to. Actually, Inzaghi with Apex Killer, that was also really kind of nice to see. I recall Inzaghi because they brought a really weird deck that I just can't forget.
So speaking of decks, so Boar is bringing Yaemon and Nahida, so like the new NEC kinda.
Oh no, the MEC.
And Zhuyuan is bringing Cleave Fatui, so just Cleave Ape. So might have just gotten some unexpected Pyro Resonance snipes, or just played amazing. We don't know, but
yeah. Speaking of with the Crapaholic and Kirano, it seems like we are watching those two go at it for round 2. Starting hand on. I don't exactly wait. Who's POV we're looking at? Well, we'll see in a bit. But there's okay. We're looking at Crapaholics' We're looking at Crapaholics' point of view right now. Crapaholics has a pretty decent start too. Yeah, I would keep that. Especially if that. Wait, hold on. Are we sure we're looking at round 2 fight right now? Are you sure this isn't round 1?
Yeah, this seems like the same one, huh?
No, no. It's a different game. The first dice roll is just.
No, this is the same.
No, wait, you're right.
This is the same game.
No, there we go. Jesus Christ.
There we go. Yeah, I was looking at it because I was thinking oh wait, Carano's bringing Fischl, and there was a barber instead. Anyway, we got Bin, but with Fischl, so we got Sin.
I'm sorry.
And on the other side, we have Raiden SC in its standard form. We have seen Ayaka pop up a bit more recently in the Jongian slot, but now...
Well, actually?
People have been experimenting with that. I don't really know what the massive difference between the two is. Overall, it, I guess, produces more cryo application, which means more superconducts, but obviously less burst damage, which I actually like about this comp. Like Jongian just being able to blast through. So, for example, an Ito with cryo resonance burst for 9 damage.
Right. Speaking of, by the way, it seems like Kirano is bringing a different kind of in Ito deck. So instead of Ben, I guess in this one's Buffen.
No, it's Sin.
Oh, it's Sin. Wait, how does that? Finn. Oh, that's Finn. Oh, okay.
Officially been a while.
All right.
What's Sin again? I feel like I've seen. Oh yeah, Sin was with Kokobi.
Okay. I'm not gonna add anything else on top of that. Don't worry.
Anyways, it's gonna be a Kokomi Sin.
Okay. All right. Anyways, it seems like this is kind of like the average deal of what's going on. Fischl's coming up. Crapaholic, the classic of putting a Raiden on top with the burst ready at hand. Got the Zealot, treasure seeking Zealot, and Arento, you think? That's Arento, right?
Very interesting though. Did move over to Chongyun instead of over to Shenhe. Usually you see the Icy Quill set up very quickly. It seems like Crapaholic is
Just
much more
waiting
looking to
for
burst quickly here
yeah.
on Raiden.
However, the dice count, the dice rolls has not been the most nicest situation for Crapaholic, so they might have to
Yeah.
think about something. Or you know what, that might actually just convince them to usually maybe just kill once more.
Yeah, we do have a toss up, so I'm sure we can find some dice here.
Now, Crapaholic has a few options. Actually, Crapaholic doesn't have a lot of really good options. Crapaholic has about like a few mediocre options. All of them just not being the most amazing, unless Crapaholic decides to re-roll the dice with a toss-up on their hand. This is going to be a rather rough round for them.
Yeah, I feel like you're not really finding a better opportunity to use toss-up in this matchup, but I guess Crapaholic sees it a bit different. Is going to proc the Sealy here. And
gets the double gamblers, which is
not quite in the position yet to make much of it. But Fischl is usually like a pretty decent target in this matchup, so you might be able to find a takedown on Fischl and get some value there.
Seems like we are at a massive standstill.
No real way to dice transfer as well for Crapaholic. So it's either toss a bunch or maybe move over. Like you could move over to Shenhe here and just Icy Quills, set that up, and sort of forego the Raiden Burst for now. I feel like the fact that we didn't see a toss up makes that much more likely.
Well, that is what's going to
end.
Yeah, there we go. Never mind. Decides to reroll the variant. I don't know what's the true Oh. Well, we have one more time, so maybe Well,
I mean, we have two gamblers, so we can toss one of them.
Yeah, one game. Well, we still have to toss one more unless... there we go. There's the Electro, and there it is.
Yep, Burst coming down.
I mean, they did manage to get it, but at what cost at this point, The strategize. Got another treasure-seeking Zila. But that's about it.
Yeah. Does have the setup down now, though. Can burst on both the other characters. I'm not entirely sure if prioritizing the burst over the Icy Quills is necessarily the most you can get out of the situation. I know you want the burst just to be able to threaten these duo characters with all their shields. And that's another awful dice roll. Ooh.
We're kind of seeing a little bit of spaghetti here and there. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like both sides just having not exactly the most amazing time of their lives at this current moment in time. It probably still works out. Okay, well, we know we're actually finally seeing the true aspects of Crapaholic and Kirana. They're both really wide thinkers. They're actually like 5-head thinkers. All right, like whenever I see Crapaholic think, it sometimes it puts me on like a ride of questionable decisions. But what's for sure is that both Kirana and Crapaholic just thinks very long. And what I'm trying to say is that timer is actually reaching a quarter left on their timeline and nothing's happening.
Yeah, I feel like right now you're just because you have the Chongyun burst up and there is a possibility for a quick swap. You just kind of have to make sure you don't end up on Ito while Chongyun is ready for burst. So it is difficult to calculate through those lines.
Also, Noel's in a very, very finicky position. Knowing the situation, Kirano desperately moves out of the way. Is Crapaholic actually going to get rid of the treasure-seeking Zealy, or is that going to be too much of a cost to get it in? Not to mention, the dice count is not exactly in favor for Crapaholic, and even if the Icy Quill comes out, They have to go through it, and who knows at this point, right? Like Kirana might actually have another send off on their sleeve, and then that icicle just goes away. How tragic would that actually be? If that actually happened to me, I would cry.
Just because icicles is the skill. This is the.
Oh, sorry. The burst thing.
Yeah. Like I'm not sure if I agree with bursting here, just because you don't have Raiden's skill up, so you're not in the position to like get a bunch of superconducts with the cryo application here.
Right.
Also, you don't have quills up, and you'd have to toss a lot of cards to get those quills up, and get not even remotely as much value out of that burst if you don't have the quills up. I don't know. This is looking kind of rough, and I feel like to some extent, yeah, there was some, some dice shenaniganery here, but at the same time, I feel like you could have played around your dice a bit better, especially in turn 2.
All right, there we go. There's the turn in. Decides to actually go for the gamblers and skip the round there. This is fine.
Yeah. Like, Crapaholic isn't low at this point, and if you can take out...
really would have liked that if those two cards came out a little earlier, but... Oh my god!
Yeah, but as long as you can still find... that's decent. You kind of would rather have the Cryodice at this point, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. Crapaholic is not really having the most amazing time of their life right now. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah. I will say, though, Crapaholic isn't very low on the units yet. And as long as you can still find, the opening on Ito, and Ito has 0 burst energy up at this point. So, it is difficult to get Ito online at this point. The question is, do you even need that, considering that we might just see Fischl be able to burst here, and then, Raiden's on 1 HP, everyone else is pretty low as well. Could also be problematic.
Right. Well, we'll see soon on that. So... I completely forgot Ito existed. Right up until now, Kirana has actually been just working with Fischl and the whole time. So to see this whole situation going on, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Raiden and Crapaholic. Yeah, Crapaholic's definitely gonna have to use that. Bell is the second piece of Exodia is on Ito now. Again, you're gonna hear me say this every time, Louis, but every time I see Ito or Noel, they're picking up a piece of Exodia. The question is, I don't think Raiden is going to last long. So I think Crapaholic could have just done a normal and immediately gone to doing the burst, but too much risk. So might as well just get the eye up instead, which is having a pretty frequent off-field electric application is always nice to have, especially when the other two is cryo, and superconduct can really just mess with them.
Yeah. At this point, you're kind of waiting for Raiden to go down. Might be able to get another burst here, though.
Decides not to.
Yeah, Chongqing is threatening, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He could burst through here, but I don't think that's really what you want at this stage of the game.
Crapaholic is calculating how much damage they're gonna have to take on Chongyun right now, which is not too much, but it's not exactly put them in a very comfortable position. So here comes the skill.
Yeah, it's gonna put down Fischl to 2. Fischl will go down at the end of the turn if this goes through.
Mm-hmm.
We do see Covenant coming down. Might just be used for a switch here, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's actually going to play Vanarana instead. So it's just going to...
I think Fischl's gone, yeah. Yeah, no, Fischl's gone. There's Kirana is just nah, we're going to make sure Noel and Ito are are two extremely powerful powerhouses just waiting for things to happen. Official just kind of lived through all its usefulness.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this means that there's only one electro application left on the field. So you are, at least a little concerned about not being able to get like the full value out of potential georesonance at this point. But the problem right now I'm seeing is like this strong unit will take a lot of damage here. And at that point, like, can you recover from that? Also,
Right.
Dice, as always, cringe as.
It's kind of weird because if I recall, Carpaholic has been the person of Dice of Gods. To see that person getting Dice of Cringed right now is nothing short of amazing. There goes Zito with the skill. That is the getting more and more beefier every single time. Oh my god!
Yeah, versus will only do 1 damage. Now, to be fair, you can buff that to 5 damage with the cryo resonance and the adaptive
temptation. For
actually, 6 damage would actually be, but can't really go all the way with that.
Right.
And this strong unit is probably just gonna go down here.
Look at all the effort that was made here, only to just do 4 dinky damage.
Look what they have to do to make a fraction of our power.
Oh, quite exactly so. And we have freedom. Okay, no, that's it. It's gone. It's Jover. It's actually Jover.
Yeah, you kind of have to go into Shenhe here, tank a decent bit of damage, and then to sit there on 7 health with like. Since you have to go to Shenhe as well, like there's application there, so you can even get a shield here again. Honestly, like the question is like, can Kirano just straight up take out Shenhe? Because the burst is up. If there's like any other damage boost, it's gonna be enough.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it's still going. Dude, I can't wait for the burst. Yeah, well, actually, I was about to say I can't wait for the burst. There it is. 7
damage.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, would have needed a tiny bit more, but at the same time,
it's Jover.
It's just this is the game.
Yeah. It is over of the Joe kind. It's Jover.
Like, even Noel could just clean up this game at this point, I feel like.
No, like, Crapaholic technically really doesn't need to do anything at this point. So, I mean, Kirano doesn't. Well, actually, Crapaholic can't do anything else at this point because there's really nothing to save Crapaholic at this moment in time. Kirano can just like kind of sit down and relax a little bit. I don't really think anything else is safe from here. Yeah, well, we'll see how much that does. 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit more damage in the end phase with the 2 summons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's still like we're not in the situation where we can swing this entire game, I think.
Well, actually, no. Actually, no. It is possible for Crapaholic to take this back, but it really depends on what happened on the very last turn.
Again, I still feel like Noelle can essentially end this game by herself. Like, Ito is probably going to go down here, honestly. But, yeah, Ito is going to bite the dust at the end of the turn. But Noelle is going to be on 5 HP, and... Okay, if Crapaholic draws pretty much exactly Adeptus Temptation... No,
even then it's kind of rough.
Shenhe just got taken out. So you kind of need Lotus. Oh, hello.
However, Kirano starts first, which is the most important.
Yeah, then we're done here.
That's it. If Crepa started first, then no, this would have been an actual offset, but this is not the case.
Yeah. And there's the normal attack. Doesn't even do the burst. Doesn't even do it justice. Kirano taking a second win in this weekly. GG's.
Yeah, that is a good GG. I don't even know at this point if it's bad manners to actually just take the last card with a normal attack, or actually take the last card with a burst when there's already like 1 health left.
It's disrespect towards the crowd. It's disrespecting us.
It's not the question of why they do that to him. It's why they do that to me.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. That is extremely fair. Yeah, why they did it to me, man, bro? And as usual, I'm looking at through the brackets for the round 2. It seems like there actually is a bunch of matches that are not finished yet, but we also see a lot of matches that are of players is actually forfeiting. This kind of happens very naturally as the tournament progresses. I'm inclined to believe by round 3 we're gonna have 3 more players just giving up and forfeiting and just not participating on the like round 3 onwards. It's just how it be with it regarding this situation. Anyways, we're gonna go look in what happening in Mystic and Viewer, and Mystic and Viewer are going through a little small match here.
Yeah, I think this is a replay.
Yeah, this is a replay, but this is not a team that I'm used to knowing. So this is a completely outside of my own territory zone, especially on whoever this person's side is. So Lou, you might have to explain this team.
Okay, so this is pretty standard Hu Tao what's it called? Hu Tao Vaporize. You try to get Hu Tao a decent bit low, then protect her with
Bennett?
how's it called? No, with the Mirage, and then try to heal her back up with Bennett later. On the other side, we have the
El Classique. Yeah.
I feel like this is like the reason that you play, like especially Mona. Like Yaimiko and Fischl are somewhat interchangeable, I would say, but do some stuff different to each other. But the big difference is Mona here. Not being able to deal as much hydro application as the Oceanid, but at the same time you get like a lot more flexibility from it. You get some defensive utility from it. So like it is a higher skill expression.
Right. Miko for me is like that one character which is like you just see Fox the Fox turret at about like 8 charges and you're just like, wow, when is all of this gonna go home? I'm scared.
Yeah.
Well, it's still going there. Lana, there we go. I am very bad at memorizing NPC names, and that's just me. So don't you worry about it. In any case,
NPC names?
Fair enough. Anyways, we do have the Kitsune. We do have the Kitsune turret that is 3 charges immediately. I don't know if Bjork's gonna extend that even longer, or just gonna go with it. Decides to switch to Mona. Meanwhile, Mystic can just go straight up into attacking. There we go. That's the double. That's the double papillon. Got the blood blossom going on. We have the there and Buer definitely got the initial setup down already. We're just gonna have to see what happens at the very end of it. All right, there's the Covenant, and gives the Laurel. Yeah, Laurel to Nahida. Not exactly something I expected, but you know what? It's something that I'm kind of intrigued to see.
Yeah, I feel like that's also an interesting way to use Covenant nowadays. Like the fact that you have these artifact changes in 4.0 that makes them black dice instead of white dice makes it really easy to just convert Covenant into one of these artifacts and then a bunch of saved dice in the future. So there's a form of dice transfer at that point.
Oh my god. Okay, so Buer's Mona is in a very precarious position, but we also saw that Mystic just having one of the best rolls of cards right now. All they need to do is buff Bennett, and that's all they need. And the dice definitely is helping at the current moment in time.
Yeah.
The question is, what's happening now?
Like, Mona did somewhat of her job, just soaking pressure here, but at the same time, this is probably going to mean we're not going to see many Electro charges for the rest of this game. We're mostly going to play a Quicken and a Hida game to get the damage out, which, is fair.
And okay, that's Considering that Mona is on her last legs, doing this is probably the best case scenario for viewer side.
Yeah, I feel like you can't really let her live here because if we see, I'm not sure if Burr is running it, but I presume we do have a star sign, at least in the deck on Burr's side. So if you let Mona live here, she just star sign bursts on somebody and does like 6 damage, and that's just way too much. How's it called? That's just way too much value handing over. So I don't really agree with this play, but we'll see if it gets punished here. By the way, just to be clear, even though this isn't have the replay UI, this is a broadcast replay. So people stream to us, and we can record that as a replay and then play it later.
We got the all schemes of no. However, it's the weaker variant of it, so only Mona gets impacted here, which is fine. Mystic will actually move on. Well, actually, Mystic was going to change Wu Tao, or are they actually going to change Wu Tao? They should make a decision here. There's a bloom on Nahida right now, which is not exactly the most amazing situation for our viewer to be in, because that's going to be an extra stack of damages at the moment Hu Tao trying to blows it up.
No, like the bloom is like they generated a bloom seed so they can use it to deal.
Oh right, no, it's the other way around. Yeah. You can tell I haven't been here for a while. There's the Papillon.
That would be horrible if you like got a reaction and like got blown up for it.
Well, that's kind of what bloom is in the main game. You can expect me to do that. Anyways, It seems... Yep, switching to Mona. That Mona, despite being at the very despite being on 1 HP, has taken so much value. It is kind of insane how much value is actually being taken into.
Yeah, Mona is gonna... Sorry, Hu Tao is gonna get the Lotus Crisp here. Keep her at least somewhat healthy. Like, you want her low, but you don't want her that low.
Oh my god, Lotus Crisp. At this point, they just want to actually use the burst.
Well, I honestly think more to the point, like Mystic is going to start the turn first here. So I think what they're trying to do is bait the burst here, because Hu Tao is pretty low. So if Hu Tao takes out the Mona here, we have a free switch, and at that point, it might just be enough to take her out in certain scenarios. We might see Wind and Freedom here, though, and at that point, you're back in business.
Oh boy!
Like,
all right,
you could just burst to get the health back, and just sacrifice essentially, the burst energy to keep a safe play and the momentum of staying on Hu Tao. Is considering going over to Bennett as well. I feel like this might be a bit overkill. You're really missing the Lotus Flower Press from last turn, honestly.
Anyways, well, they're still going on a massive thought-provoking situation. What is actually very integral right now is that Nahida is still on a 6 health right now, has 1 energy, and still can potentially just do a lot of damage when it's actually on their benefit.
Yeah.
There comes the Yaimiko.
Wind and Freedom here, and now you can burst for full value on if you wanted to. You can also just take the switch to Mona here, and perhaps even set up a Power Resonance burst of like 9 damage or something like that.
Definitely something they can do.
So it did 5 base, plus 3 from the burst, plus 2 from the reaction. It's a 10 damage burst at that point. So board desperately needs to... No, actually, there's no dice, so you can stay on Yaimiko if you want to.
All right. So currently, Mona is on the front as well. What would viewer can just whatever the situation is. I don't think really it matters too hard. It's not going to impact it that much. It is at this point we're in a situation where both sides just kind of are just finagling through. Especially it's just both sides of Mona has just pretty much dragging out all the value they can possibly can.
Yeah, I still think Mystic is in a very dominant position here. Board doesn't really have that much damage left on the clock, and Hutao is relatively safe here and will be able to take at least one kill next turn. Fairly certain of it.
Decides to switch to Noelle. And there's the 5-star. Sorry, not the 5-star. That's still the 3-die one. That's the 3-die version of it. Nothing much happening here. It seems like it always pains me to see a character with all the energy, but then have to like give it up because there's nothing they can do here. Or they're gonna switch to Bennett.
How's it the 3-dice version if Bennett also has stacks?
Oh yeah, no, that is the 5-star version of it. So
I think it's because of the artifact.
Yeah. The Laurel. And then there's Lana right there as well. All right, well, that makes a lot more sense now. So, what will Nahida do in this case? Nahida can actually
apply
get the Shrine of Mana.
Yeah. So we get finally get a quicken at the end of turn 3 here.
This is... Oh, God, that is Pange. That is Pange.
Bennett is going to go down, but Hutao will be able to come out here if he so wishes. Actually, go to Mona. Burst with Mona. Take down Nahida with that. And oh wait, never mind.
No. Remember the Fox. Remember the Fox. No, yeah, it's a lot of damage right now. There goes the Mona right there. Or you have to remember that the Yai's Kitsune turret works entirely different from like what you would normally think about when we think about summons, and that was just one of the scenarios where it just happens. That's probably why Mystic took a little too long. That's probably why Mystic and Bua were thinking a little too long about. Probably because of that, the turret. The turret is really, really huge.
Yeah, you kind of have to burst here at this point,
right?
I don't think you can really. Risk Hutao.
Not to mention, it's not over yet. It is kind of wasted, considering that both Mona and Bennett has been taken out in the mid-transition. Yep, there we go. Really did not have a lot of options. However, Yai Miko right now has a Hydra aura around her.
I feel like it's not going to matter because there's not really a way we could go. Oh,
never mind.
7.
Right.
I didn't think that was just going to be straight up 7, but there was a bloom seed maybe left. I'm not sure.
No, there was a quicken there. There was a bloom core and a quicken there. There was a Maya. No, sorry, there was a Shrine of Maya, and then there was a quicken there.
Yeah. So that's going to be new NEC taking the game over Hutao. Really thought there was a good position there, but I guess I just underestimated the amount of damage that Nahida can just do by herself, and with the quicken on top of that.
Right. And in the end, Yai Miko kind of came in clutch. Remember when I told you how Yai Miko will have like more than 6 charges of her turret, and you're just like, oh no, I don't know when things are gonna happen. That's just one of those things that can happen. I think people really need to make sure to understand that turret is actually works completely different from other things. But yes, that is the end of round 2, and we're moving on to round 3. It seems like the matches haven't been confirmed just yet, so I think we're going to go for a little short break again. So I think anything else you want to say to us, Louis, or are you good?
I'm good. Let's take a
break.
All
right, let's go take the little small breako. Can't talk for a long time. We're gonna go into the game straight up. It's me XD, and we have Louis on the side. All right, let's get into the game.
All right, we got Ben versus the meme deck. We got Abyss Lecter, Qiqi, Electro Hyperstasis. Don't ask me how that deck works. Like, just leave me alone. We will see, hopefully.
Alright, this is a deck that no one can possibly explain what's going on. I'm washed up, so like, okay, is that a Tubby?
Yeah,
was that
Tubby
a
engine?
Tubby engine? Okay, so okay, hang on a second, I'm confused. All right, so hold on. Okay, thank you for putting up the deck list on the side right now because I really need that reference at this point.
Yeah.
All right,
Very
so it's
tight deck list with 2 of each. All 3 talent cards.
Wait, hold on.
Honestly, though,
Okay.
like I have no idea how the interaction is between Qiqi and the Resurrection characters. Like, do they just get their when they get revived? Do they get their resurrection back as well?
Maybe, I don't know.
If they do, this is actually cooking.
One thing certain is that there are actually no like utility in this deck except for Tenshikag and the shrine and the city. Okay, no. Sorry, the shrine and the Tenshikag is like the only. Well, the Harbor Wharf is just like is quality of life. I wouldn't say as far as utility, it's more of a quality of life thing. There's really not much else, right? Like, I haven't lost yet. Send off the Abyssal. Okay, the Abyssal Summon is like the only next like huge thing out there. But I don't know, man.
Double Teyvat Fried Egg. This is the resurrection galore. Like, you're gonna see so many of them.
But like, what are you trying to gain out of this, right? Like, that's also another thing. Like, where's the offensive? Like, what's gonna be the aggressor here?
Well,
what is Jatnad looking at?
I think it's mostly going to be the hypostasis here, because you can do like so much damage with the 5-cost skill.
But then it's still just like, what is going on? All right, so nuclear is actually still on situation. Let's see what nuclear is going to do here. Let's see how much damage it's actually going to be putting down, because right now Jatnad actually got off the very first beginning setup for Ito already. I'm pretty sure that's the tenacity inside of tenacity put on Ito. Got the Arcane Legends, got the Geo Dingy, and then I don't remember what that 3 is. That a second tenacity? I'm pretty sure that's the second tenacity. This is weird.
Yeah, there's a second tenacity in hand. Ito is pretty much, like, other than the bell, pretty much set up at this point. So we're gonna have to see how much, Nuclear can clap back with. One of the problems I do end up seeing is, as much as like, yeah, you can do some damage, this is going to be a war of attrition, and as we've seen, fighting a war of attrition against Ito is rarely going to work out for you.
Right. But like this time it's a little bit weird for us right now because this is a Qiqi deck. I feel like nuclear. Okay, I think the thought process is because the deck is very revive heavy. Nuclear can actually just go invest everything onto the character without like the sense of desperation, the sense of risk that they will actually go down because they're going to go back up anyways.
16 times.
16 times, right? That's actually a thing.
No. So okay. let me count the resurrections. So each of them has 1 resurrection. Qiqi can resurrect both of them twice, which, if they get the resurrection back, means that that's 6 plus another 4, which is 10 resurrections, and then there's 2 Teyvat Fried X's, 12 resurrections.
Jesus. The pizza. Okay, I'm actually glad that I'm witnessing this. If Jatnad actually loses to this, I don't know what to say. Well, we actually have to see at this point. I'm on a C right now.
I'm still not convinced that this is that meme worthy. I mean, but we'll see. Like this could be cooking.
Considering that Nuclear has actually taken out 2 players already, and this is like they're on a 2-0 record string right now, something must be working, right? Something's gotta be working. Something's cooking in the kitchen.
I see. So round 1 took out Denari, Miko, Terrashroom, so a quicken deck. And then round 2 Nuclear went through
Dark Shrine. Yeah.
Which Dark Shrine, what did you bring today?
Alright, back to the
Secretary.
Yeah. Back to the Electro Hypostasis. Cube. Zappy Cube. There's a lockdown. There's also the superconduct. Got the summon up. Okay, something's okay. No, there's definitely something cooking here, and I'm a little scared to see what's going on. It seems like superconduct has taken a little bit of juice of a lot of things here.
Qiqi's got the burst almost up. We're probably gonna see the skill come down again to keep it going, and then use the burst later for the resurrects. Yeah. So I forget. So hypostasis gets back up if you don't maybe trigger the revive and then don't take it down until the end of the turn, right?
Right. I don't know. Well, Nuclear still has a lot. There resist. There's the normal attack, because the Zappy Cube is pure ball of electric. There's a sending off the Electro Lockdown is the best that just Jetnat could have done right now, right? Like, although considering the whole layout of Nuclear's deck, I think we're gonna see that Q come back to life very fast. Okay, that just happened. Okay, that just happened. The Abyssal Summons came in. There we go. There's the second one. So both sides are actually hanging on for dear life. Jetnat has actually gone through a lot of defensive resources. They actually have like time to go in the offensive now, but the question is like, can the offensive go beyond? It's fast enough for Nuclear to like not catch up to the situation. Saying to that, Jetnat just got one heck of a dice roll, so 3 Omni Dice, 4 Geo Dice, and on a situation where Ito has 3 pieces of Exodia now. No, only 2 pieces of Exodia currently.
Covenant is Bell is here, Covenant is also here, so we can do a lot this turn.
Mm-hmm. And it is just Jetnat doing moving first right now. This is in, by the way, while we're waiting for the game to go in, we're just looking at through the round 3 currently. Seems like Arc has gotten a little bit of a bye considering their opponent has forfeited, and Crapaholic has lost to a player named Air. Interesting. Quite interesting indeed.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Nuclear is now on the turn because Jetnad's actually proved into it. Decides to switch into the Pyrolector with the Lotus Crisps. So Ito all of a sudden cannot get rid of the Lector unless they use the Freedom. But again, I feel like this is a very rough situation for Jetnat actually, because yes, Jetnat can actually go through a lot of things to make a lot of knockouts happen. However, they're using every single resource card on their head right now, and I feel like if Nuclear can survive the onslaught, they can just bring back the whole thing back again, and now Jetnat is back onto trying to climb up the offensive, but with all the cards, with all the safe resources card just expended.
Well, as far as I can tell, Wind and Freedom does not work on Resurrects. So you don't get the turn again. Yeah, it's gonna take out the Elector here. We'll come back. Clapback shouldn't be as much. I will say.
There we go. There's the overload.
Yeah, gets it back to Barbara. Jatnat did earlier keep the Hydro dice, but did end up using all of the dice. I think might have been thinking if they don't use the bell and get overloaded back onto Barbara, you can still skill. But yeah, at this point, you don't really
There's
care.
the melt. So does not use the Covenant will just end around simply, which honestly respectable. Now we have to ask ourselves: does Nuclear have enough wovens, or does Nuclear have enough resources to do something else on top of this, making sure steal the deal in the well? Not the most incredible takeouts, considering that we have a fully charged Barbara and we also have Ito with 3 pieces of Exodia just active right now. Except one of the Exodia pieces is going to expire if the Jetnat can't do anything.
Yeah, taking out Noel just takes away a pivot point here, which is pretty nice. But yeah, Nuclear is just gonna actually wait. That doesn't cost any dice. Is gonna play Samaracity from the Tubby. Tubby hasn't having paid quite well at this point. Has gained pretty much 4 dice throughout this match.
There's the normal.
Yeah, and that's going to be enough to take out Noel with the
Abyssal Summons.
Prior shot at the end of the turn.
Never mind, there was the
wait,
cleanse.
The cleanse, yeah.
It's still a very weird scenario.
I feel like we're just sitting here with a sort of bated breath because essentially,
like
we don't
who
know
knows
where
what
this is
happens.
going. I don't like. I know the lines exist at this point for Nuclear. I don't really know them, and I don't think Jadnat necessarily is super aware of them as well. So Jadnat also just trying to play, relatively conservative as an Ito game, and just try to drive it. Again, breaking through Ito, always a difficult situation. This is going to be the Abyss Lector going down. Gonna jump over probably to Qiqi here, just skill, and then jump over to the Hydro status.
No,
okay,
we still have a lot. Remember, we still have a resurrection on. Whoa, what the heck just happened over there? There was a lot of things just loaded at the same time. Holy moly.
Yeah, Geo Resonance just applied. Also supported the Super Strength came down and everything.
Right. It seems like Ito will still be a force to be reckoned with. The question really right now is what's going to happen to these 2 cards, and can Qiqi get the burst off as soon as possible? Elemental skill doesn't really take off anything.
Okay,
He uses the low value one.
Okay.
No, that wasn't the big skill. That was a little skill. Normal. There we go. 6. And then revives back into the 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's a second hit.
And now we're going back over to Qiqi and are going to try to get the burst off here.
They should have. I haven't lost yet at this point, right? They pretty should have it.
Maybe, but also I don't think.
No, I saw an attunement. Nuclear burned a card there, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Look at all the shield! Oh my lord! No, Jetnat doesn't have anything, unless the Covenant comes in.
Yeah, I think Nuclear's in big trouble if there's not Talent card at this point. Like, if you don't have Qiqi Talent card at this point, you're just kind of dead. There's no 2 ways about it. So let's hope that is available. Here comes Covenant. Is going to be able to like apply as much pressure as possible.
Right. But with that,
essentially, this Covenant means that Nuclear, if he doesn't have the talent card this round, can't just start a next round, draw it, and then still use it. It's going to be too late by that point.
Yeah, just now is kind of like in just a little bit of a loss right now. Don't exactly know what should be happening right now.
I think he's thinking between like using the normal attack here. Yeah, he's gonna end up doing that. Going down to 3 HP, and now we should hopefully see the talent card. Leah Harbor Wharf. This is desperation. Like, you need to draw it now. Actually, never mind. You couldn't have used it, right?
Yeah.
On 2 dice.
Right.
So let's hope it's here.
Ooh, let's go.
4 cards.
The dice requirements of Barbara's in the situation, so like it has to be Barbara that he has to get rid of, or they can just switch. And well, that overload actually might have saved Nuclear even more, considering that. Yeah. Oh, there it is. That's the talent card.
Dormammu comes to bargain.
There it is.
Okay, they come back without the resurrect. So, yeah, we're not cooking. We're not cooking. I'm sorry.
The cooking is not exactly huge right now, but it does all. But with the whole talent and stuff going on, I don't think it's a total loss just yet.
Yeah,
things can happen.
Like Barbara Burst came out. We have like full health here.
Yeah,
I feel like Ito can probably end this himself next round.
I actually have a question. Like supposedly when all of these characters are losing all the cards and resources. Actually, no. Jet now would still be in positive, considering that you still have like Ito doing his own thing is like does not depend on the cards.
Yeah, like that's the power of tenacity. Honestly, like you really don't need like continuous healing. You just get shielding every turn, and you don't really have to do anything for it. I remember when Lucky Dog used to be like in this place, and it was a good card, but it was really like niche on the characters that could actually use it, and even then you were like very like cornered into I need to skill all the time. Can't use burst if I need to heal. Can't use normal attacks.
The Abyssal High Flame. Something's still happening. Something's still cooking. Embers rekindled, and that was a lot of damage going on side. I believe. I'm not sure. Oh no, nothing really happened at all. No, it's fine. And Ushi with the Superlative Strength application. This might be Jover again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Marana coming down is going to transfer some of these dice. Noel just going to once more tank some damage. It's kind of what she's there for.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning up the nasty bits. Let's say like that.
The nasty. All right. 3 Omni dice, which is a very good start. But the rest of them is kind of cringy. Well, at least on the bright side, Jetnat does have all the resources to actually take things back, so it's not exactly a complete total loss.
Yeah.
The problem in nuclear side is that after Qiqi's burst has been gone, Qiqi's actually like on the back burner, but also like have no energy whatsoever, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the biggest problems as well. Is like you have a difficult time healing Qiqi back up. Qiqi is your healer, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So getting back onto Qiqi and generating 3 energy for another burst, which would give another 2 resurrections, is just probably not going to happen. We might see it happen through 2 I haven't lost yet. That's the only way I can see it.
Right, yeah.
Actually, wait, no, you can only play 1 a turn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They changed I have not yet to be once per turn.
Right. So nuclear's taking their sweet time, just considering the options right now. Still going on, still long.
Yeah. I was trying to find any, line 2 victory at this point.
But are they seeing? I think nuclear might have seen one. Oh my god! I just realized. Yeah, nuclear only has 9 cards left. Just that is actually the one with the more resources, and that's crazy.
Yeah, the free Leah Harbor Wars from Tubby obviously helping.
Mm-hmm.
Has given up Tubby at this point to play the Harbor Wars earlier. Which, to be fair, like I feel like you've kind of sifted through most of your locations at this point.
There's the burst. Only 1.
Yep.
Yep, down it goes. Yep, at this point, it's just kind of it is definitely Jover.
Switch back to Ito immediately, and Ito's on 5 dice, so yeah, that's the Woven. That should be the game.
Yep.
GG's to Nuclear. I do appreciate this type of experimentation. I honestly feel like Bin is sort of holding back the meta right now, because it's like it really takes a very specific deck to be able to take down Bin, and I feel like at this point, we might need to see some nerfs to this strategy. Honestly, probably to Tenacity. I think that's like the card that is like so easy to use, yet gives you so much value.
You know? Right. And it's just, I feel like that deck is actually real cooking, for sure. But as you said, Bin really just I don't know. Also considering that it's been the new MMEC, I don't think that's either.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's a very different deck. It sort of has this Bin. MMEC was a very aggressive deck, honestly. Like being able to push out a lot of damage very quickly and then clean up with big bursts. Whereas like Bin is sort of like almost an inevitable deck. Like as long as you draw the equipped cards, eventually you're gonna have an unbeatable Ito on the field, and there's very few decks that can really like threaten that one. We do have like Cleave 8 sometimes being able to do that with the Power Resonance, in general Power Resonance decks, but other than that, you're really lacking for counterplay.
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, maybe we can see at some point a Shield Breaker card coming out, like for example, like an equipped card that's just like, if I attack a card that is shielded, the shields go down.
Right.
Oh,
that's happened. Yeah, that's about what we see here right now. And I feel like we're going to see a replay from another match right now, so I think we can actually hold up onto it.
Yeah, let's wait here for a second. Let me actually quickly take a look at if we've seen some interesting results. Ooh, the bin deck has also taken down Karana now.
Oh
The one that took
no.
out Arc. So that person is now 3-0.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me just do it.
I think they were called Glass on Discord.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. We just need. Yeah, okay. Hmm. There we go. Seems like we're gonna go for a replay on Dark Shine's match.
Yeah, Dark Shrine versus Huang Hui Feng.
Oh, that's okay, sweet. Oh, I see 1,000 dreams, and then okay, all right. Since this is a replay, we're actually gonna go on a mad fast run. I don't think we need to go in full. Okay, okay. I just see 2 new characters on the thing. All right, maybe we do need to talk about it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, this is my first time actually seeing a replay mode. It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, it'll go really fast, and we're not going to be able to keep up with everything.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
be ready for that.
Okay, all right. So, well, we start with the Icy Quill setup. So, considering that this is not a Raiden deck, instead we have a Kaida Harakaza in there. So, what the heck is going on right now? Is that a first round Jumpty Dumpty talent material?
Yeah.
What is going on?
We are potentially going to. Is it possible you can set up with Covenant here? I think it might not be because I think at this point the normal attack is back to.
What is going on? Is that a 1 round boost?
No, never mind. Oh yeah, because the talent card actually increases the amount of introductions. You can find the FDK here on Shenhe. It's cooled down, but other than that, not much has happened.
Okay, what just happened? Sorry, I find I find the replay mode. This is my first time seeing it, and I'm just not expecting anything out of this. Oh my lord!
But yeah, like Qiqi FDKs, Klee FDKs with Covenant have been relatively common. I've not seen the version where you just straight up go with only Klee. I've seen most of the Mona version, but yeah, it works just as well.
And that's burst right now immediately. Jesus Christ!
We've got a golden house and a yeah. So it seems like we're going to try to stall this out. Klee is going to go down at this point, but you know the other two are good backups.
Yeah. But especially with the with the Klee's Klee's burst, we're actually in the chase cycle. So what's gonna happen here? There's the end around 2 5. Wow, that is just like what is that's the razor. That's the razor. That's the razor.
The Overload kind of playing spoiler here to Huang Jingfeng's strategy. Actually, is it? Yes, Huang Jingfeng. Kind of making it so that you don't stay on Qiqi, you can't really start the healing chain. Like you have an Aquila Favonia now on Qiqi. You have like like Qiqi is a good healer, especially when on field. We are going to see the Overload over now, and now we might see
the Qiqi situation again. But like, okay, it's probably because like the replay mode is going on the fast pace, but like it's just whoa.
Yeah, we saw the cryo resonance there for the takedown. And is this enough to take it out? No. And at this point, Qiqi is probably going to be able to stall quite effectively. Huang Jingfeng able to end turn first. We might have another healing food next turn. Like this is going to have to be a Pyro Agent burst to finish this off. But at that point, is
Kaza is in a very sad spot too.
Yeah, is Qiqi going to be able to heal out of that range? And if so,
no, I don't think she will do it in time. I think this is it. I think right here, that's it. I think this is over. Strategize, Woven and Gamblers. No, yeah, no, this is it. There's no way.
We might see a Lotus Flower Crisp here, and at that point it might be enough. He's going to take the swap over to Kaza.
Get the blade work. Gamblers. Reroll. Get the fire dice. Prowl number 2.
Back to Qiqi. Qiqi is going to heal by 1 here.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the end of round. There's the Woven in the clear.
Yeah, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what. And then there was okay. Wow, I think okay. When you told me we're gonna look at a second match, but on the replay, I thought we were gonna take it like a long time, just like we had with the long waiting times. But that was fun. That was crazy. I love that. I love the replay feature. The game needs to have more replay features and more spectator mode. That was just one prime time, big chungus time that I'm going in. It seems like. Yeah, it seems like round 3 is finally over, so we are going to go on to round 4. But until then, I think we deserve a little bit of a break. So, anything else you want to say aside from that, Louis, or are we good?
My voice is ready for a break.
Oh yeah, please go break. Yes.
And
I
once
fell
again,
asleep.
we are back with round number 4 of the Asia Weekly. Seems like Ben is not. The rumors of Ben's death have been greatly exaggerated.
There's still a lot more bins still.
Seems to be.
Speaking of, it seems like we're gonna fight another bin in here. Yeah, there's another bin user. Jatnad is coming back with another bin, but Kraton is bringing what I like to call the leeway dump truck package, which is I don't know what the dump truck is there. It's just a leeway package. It's the leeway trio, just the leeway trio. There's really nothing so significant about those three, except like Shanling and Zhongli and Ningguang. It's about what it is.
It's Leeway's past, present, and future, I would say.
It's Liuwei's the Liuwei Qixing's most talked about ship plus their chef. So I'm gonna put it as that. I think it should be fine. In any regards, I saw a weapon being equipped onto Ningguang, and then Shanli puts down the Guoba. As the usual typical bin fashion, there is the tenacity of the middle straight onto Ito, and Ushi just gets spawned in without any problems. Wharf out, and then we're going in.
Hopefully, standard start here. Not much happening on either side, just setting up. Probably the first person to be spat in the face with fire and say thank you.
Okay. Anyways, seems like this team definitely will make use. Even though it's not, I'm actually not used to that set team that Kirtan is using. But from the very looks of it, considering there are 3 Liu characters and we have a Ningguang, which is also a shield. Zhongli also has a shield, and it's a double Geo with the double Liu. There's going to be a lot of shield baiting here, and that's just what I'm expecting to see. And it's going to do a lot with considering the nature of both Zhongli and Ningguang, it wouldn't surprise me if I see a lithic weapon, and that would actually result into creating more barriers and more shields, and that actually sounds really, really good. The question now is that enough protection for Ito to blast through, or is that just or is Ito going to just brute force everything once the pieces of Exodius have been collected?
Yeah, like I feel like this is the interesting question. Like, Zhongli might be the only person who can out-sustain Ito, but he also does a decent bit less damage. So, who in the end actually will come out on top is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, and as we see, we finally see the fruits of the barriers coming out again. Fruit of fulfillment on Ningguang, it seems like, and Ningguang has gotten all the other portion of the things ready. This is going to be great.
The prolific staller herself,
so it all accounts back into how safe will Xiangling being throughout the whole thing. If Xiangling can actually last through a lot of damage without dying, while Ningguang and Zhongli does their stuff, this is good enough. This is actually really good enough. More than good enough, actually.
I feel like if you can get like 2 Guobas and 1 burst out, Xiangling kind of has done her job.
Quite, but like you still want her alive as long as possible for the crystallizing.
Yeah.
All right, here it comes. Down it goes. And Jatnat gets a relatively wonky dice roll. Two Omni dices. Oh boy, yeah, no, that's not. It's not just bad. That's like straight up just better. Ito with 2 pieces of Exodia currently. Shanli now puts down another Guoba. Shanli can actually now do a Pyronado, which is actually like the biggest thing that they can actually achieve for. We are switching into Arataki Ito. That's kind of like a very given.
Yeah, like Pyronado is actually like doing a lot to get Zhongli into competitive range with Ito's damage. And as I said, I think Zhongli can put up more shields than Ito, so maybe we can see this work out. Also, what makes Xiangling a lot more interesting in this scenario than like a Xingqiu would, for example, is just you can the Parnado actually triggers on not just normal attacks but any skill.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put up a jade screen, put up a pillar, and still, be in a decent spot.
There goes the Pyronado. And Ito takes 1 single damage out of that, which is not really much of an issue. Gets the protection out of it. Wow. I just looked at. Okay, so Xiangling may have put down all the things necessary for a setup, but also just left Ito with 6 whopping dice. I'm a little scared of that, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's what the Lotus Request was for. You still have J screen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Xiangling can survive this. Actually, if this is 3 damage, then 5 damage should be enough, right?
Possibly, but it's still
also, we still have
a lot
Covenant as well on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xiangling is down, but did get off, as I said, the second Goba and the Pyronado. So I don't necessarily think this is the most romantic death for Critian or Kiritan.
All right. So 4 dice left on on Ito, and 2 superlative strength already still at hand. Jetned, I guess, is thinking about actually switching out the artifact into gamblers. There it is. Switched it out.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the burst, just enough to take out Xiangling.
Yeah. This is going to allow for 2 more normal attacks, I think, with the Covenant. So whatever is coming in is going to, need to tank a lot as well. I don't think you can really take down either Zhongli or Ningguang with 2 shields.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be close to it at the very least.
No, actually, no, that's it. No, straight up.
No, never mind. That's 7 damage. I didn't realize it would be that much. Yeah, he keeps Covenant. Ningguang goes down, and I feel like that's all she wrote already. I think Kiritan just underestimating just how many dice Jetned can take out of the hat, and actually wait, that's another proc of gamblers as well, so we can. Actually, no, that's.
This has to go to Chicago instead, which is fine.
Yeah, I think there's just not enough stacks of superlative super strength as well, so you can't actually get the reduced.
And gets cleansed out of it, and then get Ushi'd. Yeah, no, this is kind of very unfortunate.
This is very over. I mean, to be fair, you still have power replication from the Pyronado, so it's not all hope is lost on that front. But I just don't think Zhongli can hold on long enough.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where this actually will finish a lot faster than I expected it to be. It also turns into, let's see what Zhongli can do here, but I don't think Zhongli is able to do anything much productive here to actually turn it all back. So this might actually be that came a little too slow. That took should have came out a little round or 2 early, and then we would have been able to see the whole thing in effect, but not now, buddy.
Okay, this is down to 4 HP on the Ito. We'll gain a decent amount of shield, so we're probably going up to 7 or something in effective HP, maybe 8. Let's see. Does have Hash Brown as well, so we can gain a lot of HP here. And again, at 8 dice, Kiritan on 2. So there's not much you can do here on Kiritan's side after that.
There we go. There's the
Yeah,
normal.
besides the take.
Sorry. There's the Ushi. Sorry, my bad. So Kirtan probably can do another normal here, but that's like nowhere near enough to actually tickle Ito by any means.
This is 11 EHP at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll use the skill for some shields. Good shields, don't get me wrong, but yeah, and I don't think Zhongli is going to go down this turn by any stretch of the imagination.
But they're not going to do much about it either, so... Oh, no, I think that's it. No, that's it. That should be it.
Right. Tune, and then... Is that 6 damage?
Tune, and then... Yeah, no, that was 6 damage. So there's going to be another 6 damage. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
that was... Okay, GG's. Okay.
Like, Bin has, like, unprecedented amounts of wall-breaking power sometimes, I swear.
Mm-hmm. We blinked. I'm pretty sure I just blinked, and it's already gone. That was really fast. Not gonna lie, it was so fast that I'm just looking at the bracket right now. Only 3 games have been over by like in the span of that short amount of time. Okay.
Yeah. So Japan is going to go 4-0, which means it's going to fight for the tournament victory next round.
Oh yeah, quite really. Now for the other players on the situation, we don't know what the progress is, but we're still gonna wait a little while because that is the round 4 currently, and after this will be round 5, which is the final round for the weekly. Unfortunately, we're in a situation where I think we're in overlap with another thing going on, but it's fine.
I feel like since everybody else is currently in game, we may be back with a replay after a short break. Otherwise, we're going to be back with round 5.
Not even a short break. I think we can just go straight into it. Oh, I just looked into it. There has been actual more update into it. Dark Shrine, the Dormammu deck has actually taken another victim. So the one that we just happened to look at, right? The one that we just happened to look at was the only loss currently.
Dark Shrine is not the Dormammu deck. Nuclear is.
Crap. Crud. I mean, it's fine. We're good. Anyways,
Dark Shrine is the clean Lisa Fatui deck.
Oh yeah, right. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm bad. I'm very bad.
We have a replay. This is Raiden SC or Shenhe SC versus Tenari Quicken. We'll hopefully get some names in a second.
It's Crabaholics replay, but I don't know their opponent though. So hold on, let me look at this.
Who is running Quicken?
This is Japanese.
This was is this Huangshang?
I have no idea. In any case, there's a treasure seeking.
This is a Manatee.
Oh, that's Manatee? Manatee changed their names? Okay, now I know who that is for sure. Anyways, it seems like it's a pretty decent start. Got the Quill down the line. We only so this time instead of Crapaholic going full on with the Raiden Burst in the very turn round 1, just needed Crapaholic decided to just set up. So it set it up the eye and then move on to Shenhe to get the Icy Quill going, which is nice. Unfortunately, all the damage that was hang on a second. We have a Liven going on too.
Yeah, it's gonna soak up 2 dice with that. Not the most effective use of Covenant, but it's especially in these types of decks where you can't really run Courtyard either. Just running Covenant to sometimes just get 2 Liven dice is a decent thing to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're back into the action. All right. And there's the burst.
Shenhe Burst coming down. We'll also give Raiden 1 stack.
And this treasure seeking Zila will actually give a pretty good decent cards actually. Although Shifting Tides and Focus Charge will be only the good ones. The Gambler having a second Gamblers right now is just not as great. However, it was enough to the Icicle was enough to take down Tainari, but that's really still not a huge problem because we do have a Jade Terrashroom on the other side, and Shenhe got knocked out at the same time.
Yeah, Quicken also applied at this point, but yeah, you're really trying to get right and set up now. We'll take the Lotus Crisp.
Only Kabuto? Sorry, not the only Kabuto. The emblem reserve. Oh, wow, that's actually a really big display on that thing. Anyways.
Wait, is it the emblem? No, it is only Kabuto. Or ornate Kabuto.
Oh, it is only. Oh, okay. So I am. Wait, why did I think I was wrong for the very? Oh, it's fine.
Like they both look like emblem. It's just Kabuto top costs 2, whereas emblem costs 3. And there's some difference between the two. Like I think it's usually like they the 3 cost 1 generates dice somehow.
Right. And then the double Liban coming out a little too late in mid pace of the game.
Yeah.
All right. Terrashroom not exactly in the most amazing positions, but it's going to be fine. Ooh. Takes a 5 whopping damage, but this is still. Oh, no, that's gone. Oh, it's gone. Oh, she's gone.
The thing is, like, at this point, like, as long as Shungyun survives this, like, Carpolic just ends turn. Actually, never mind. There's even Covenant, but is just gonna use it for Liban as well. But like the summons will pretty much wreck whatever's left here.
Right. Terrashroom.
Oh, never mind.
Terrashroom with 2 stacks too, and then Northern. Northern Chicken. No, that's it.
Yeah, I forgot the Fox. Yeah, okay. This should be way more than enough. Here comes the burst, 7 damage, and Manatee will take the win over Crapaholic.
Crapaholic, I feel like Crapaholic had a pretty good lead and then just got noped.
Yeah, it really does seem like Quick Index have a way of just turning games on their heads.
Yeah.
The moment they get the Quicken applied, like they just start dealing 1,000,000 damage.
Yeah, see, that's the scary thing about the Quicken, right? It's just once you get compared to like superconduct or like vape kind of damage, it's just like Quicken is just once you set it up, you're just like it's so guaranteed damage.
Yeah.
It's such a guaranteed damage on top of what you're already gonna do in terms of Dendro and Electro. It's just like I don't know. I feel like that's a more terrifying thing than what you usually see on positionals or a penetration of positional reactions.
You see, these young whippersnappers did not play when Kale Quicken was good, so they don't know how to dodge Quicken anymore.
Honestly, I want to go back into the past when Kale's Sidewinder was actually really good. Those are the fun days. Maybe I'm just being extra cursed right now, but those were the fun days for me, okay? Respect my enjoyment. That's all I'll say.
Honestly, I feel like we're still having a decent amount of fun.
I mean, yeah, but like, I want to go back to them Kale days. You know what I'm saying? Or am I just bringing too much chaos into the world?
And I honestly feel like if you brought back Sidewinder to its original strength, you wouldn't break the game at this point.
I would agree. So why aren't we bringing it back? Can we bring it back?
I do not have power.
I don't know. Can we ask? All right. Hey, mods in our VC right now. Do you think we can get back Kale Sidewinder?
It would be funny if you could like they I feel like in most online card games they just don't let you do fun stuff. Like in physical card games, you can just be like, yeah, this does something different now. This is back to this now, and like people just can do it that way. Like for example, in Yu-Gi-Oh, when you play like 2010s Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, yeah, this card used to say this, so it does this now.
Jeez. In any case, seems like we might go. I'm not sure if we're going to go for another recording or round recording, or are we just going to fight? As far as I'm concerned, we're still waiting for 2 more matches in round 4. I can't speak. And it seems like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Nuclear is still on their game, which is the Dormammu deck. So that's actually, we might actually see that actually is a result of what's going on. Most likely. And then we have Salt Small. This still hasn't done with their match just yet.
Right,
And we have it. Oh, we have the Dormammu fight from round 2. This is like round 2 replay.
Yeah, this is Dark Shrines game.
Yeah, this is the one that Shrines has given us, but we also know the results of this match because I actually kind of spoiled it. So we're actually gonna look at the how the actual Dormammu is supposed to work on its fullest victory condition, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like especially into a Pyro Resonance deck where like Pyro Resonance is trying to snipe your characters, and it's just like, yeah, I'm just coming back. What you gonna do about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's 2 resonance, Fruit of Fulfillment on Qiqi. And I don't know how unfortunate that is, but anyways, the Unseen Razor comes in, Fruit of Fulfillment comes in. 3 Omni Dice. Gets the skill down. Unfortunately, not the talent one. Right. So let's actually see what's going to go now. So Dark Shrine actually used up all of their paid benefits right now. So Nuclear actually got about like 2 energies straight up sent for it. Gets the Tubby engine set up. That's the Wharf. And that's the end of the first round. And then we're going to go to the second round.
Yeah, pretty tame round for Pyro Resonance deck in turn 1. Did not try to go for like any big setups. Or just put down some talent cards, some equipment cards, and let it run. I feel like at the same time that like playing fast into Nuclear deck, I also don't think you're really winning the war of attrition. So you're gonna have to start the massacre soon if you want to catch up here.
So it seems like despite everything, like Nuclear is on a very finicky side. It's just on a Pepega side. However, all the reactions have been accounted for, so there's going to be either a lot of there's the overload that might actually been a plus side on Nuclear there. I think Nuclear actually did want the Pyrolector on the helm right now.
The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure Nuclear was still like in the 5-cost skill, so you actually did prevent the last, like, the biggest hit from it coming down. So it's actually a decent amount of value there.
Right. Seems like everyone's being a little bit of card rich right now. Dark Shrine really needs to spend those cards, otherwise it will be a total waste. All right, there's the Lotus Flower Crisp into Qiqi's Skull. I think right now the biggest thing for Dark Shrine is activating Qiqi's Burst. Things are way too much invested. That if Dark Shrine doesn't pull off a Qiqi Burst right now, it'll actually be incredibly Pepega.
Yeah, I think like he's going to be able to do so. Maybe not this turn, because the dice are kind of cringe, but we might see it next turn. It's going to use another Fruit of Fulfillment. Actually, it's going to tune the Fruit of Fulfillment, and is going to use... I forget the name of the card. Actually, the lamp. Anyway.
Right. There we go. Another Fruit of Fulfillment, and there finally gets the talent card, but it's not going to be helpful here. We give the pizza to Qiqi, especially when Qiqi is the solidified foundation of this deck. Despite the Electro Cube being in low health, Qiqi will definitely need that.
Yeah, we've seen
there's
a bunch of damage come down already. Wind and Freedom is actually no, because the Resurrect is just in the way. I feel like Dark Shrine just like found his match here. This is like really one of the worst matchups for
Yeah.
like a burst heavy deck. Like Plea Overload.
This is really not well suited. And here we go. Fast action to Qiqi. Qiqi gets the burst down, but I don't think that's actually a... Whoa. That was a really heavy burst. Holy moly.
Yeah, when it was weapon plus 3 damage plus the overload. So
and gets revived again. Down goes Qiqi from all that.
Yeah, you kind of a bit in a corner right now. Like, I feel like at this point you're hoping that Nuclear just doesn't have the talent card. The Qiqi talent card. But I wouldn't bet on it considering how many cards are in Nuclear's hand at this point.
Oh, look at that 1-9-1 situation. That is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, this is about to be the end of the Pyro Agent as well, and at that point you're only on Lisa. Now Lisa is better than like being left on Mona. Lisa can actually deal a decent amount of damage by herself, and there's still a decent amount of power application out there. But it is really tough, especially if we obviously do see the resurrections coming through.
Still going at it. There's a thrust. Is not enough to take out the Pyrolector.
Yeah, it's gonna switch over to the hypostasis, and the Arcane just has to end turn. Nuclear switch stalling back. Actually, no, never mind. Just take the kill here.
There you go. Yep. I think the biggest, biggest issue was just just so much resurrections taken in.
Comes the third one. That's on 3, and then the Lecter burst should be able to take out Lisa in the end of this turn, and that's it. That is Nuclear's round 2 win over Darkstrike.
Wow, that's actually surprisingly good. I'm not gonna lie. In the meantime, once we looked at while we were looking through most of the thing, the said player Nuclear is still on their run for round 4. So I think, but it's the only one that's kind of holding up the cycle. So I think, we'll see what our bosses are going to say. But I think we can go for a pretty neat small break before we go in full fledged for round 5.
Yeah, let's just quickly take a look at who's won this round. Carano's taken a win. We got Arc dropping out finally. Crapaholic actually taking a lot.
Wait, what do you mean dropping out finally?
I'm saying like there's been a couple of people who dropped out, and now Arc did as well.
To be fair, Arc did lose some pretty hard matches, and it did not put him in a very good situation. So it's like a 2-2 situation for Arc. Pretty understandable.
Not going to be major relevant anymore. Wish taking a win here. Apex Killer. I think I thought it was an interesting deck, I think, as far as I remember. So, we'll win there. Mona, Miko, Nahida, so the UNEC. Anyway, I think we can take a quick break now, and then be back with round 5, hopefully with the title match. And we'll see you there. And for one last time, we're back with a bin mirror.
Oh my god. I was so very excited about the spectator mode finally being in play that I forgot that we're having a bin mirror.
Anyway, this is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time we use spectator mode on Asia. It is a bit difficult to make it work for us because we don't really have like AR-55 Asia accounts.
Yeah, but you have me, who has like the best account in the world.
Yeah, XD coming in clutch. I mean, I have AR-60 on both EU and NA, and I have 35 on Asia, and I'm like,
oh my god, that's a feature? No way! I'm so happy. We can actually see both sides' dice count. It's actually ridiculous.
Also, I think if you hover like either hand, it will show the entire hand. Hopefully. Yeah, let's go. click on the deck, see if we can see the.
We can see their count. Oh my god, this is what we wanted the whole time. I wanted this the whole time, and we finally got it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the turnaround. Like, I know it's been like since 3.3, but like, you know, that's only like 6 patches from the start to just get really well working spectator mode. Now, we still would like to be able to, you know, spectate from lower AR, but that's pretty much it. Like, that's the only problem we still have. Like, I remember, like, how long, for example, League of Legends' spectator mode was, like, absolute dog, you know?
Well, now we actually have a situation, anyways. So it seems like both sides actually had a really good dice roll. The problem is, actually, no, both of them are actually a very good situation. They both have the tenacity of the Millilith. They both have the Bell. This is kind of like very neck and neck. The only difference is that we have a Samira City and a Walia Harbor Wharf on the other side. We have a Heavy Strike on the other side too, but it's not over yet. We have the Covenant of the Rock. However, this guy does not have the Covenant of the Rock, but we do have the Safety of the Flower Crest instead, which is not too bad. Both sides are actually having a pretty decent time around overall.
Yeah, like this is going to be like the unstoppable force meeting the meeting the immovable object. Who is who? I'll leave up to you.
Now, JetNet is finally putting down. Well, no, actually, sorry. And they both got a second Lotus Fire Crisp and a Woven Stone, which is a pretty decent deal. I don't know about a second Lotus Crisp though, but we know we talked about this about Lotus Fire Crisp. There's always a use somewhere, so you might as well have them.
One thing that has to be said about this matchup, so this is Glass versus JetNet. JetNet is at 4-1. Glass is only on 4-0, and Glass is only on 3-1. So JetNet will have to win this game to go 5-0. And otherwise we don't have a 5-0.
And right now, JetNet did a pretty decent damage on their own Ito. So it actually might be a really good point for JetNet. I think JetNet might win this if Ito goes down in the next round. Because at that point, that means they're going to have to rely on the well. So far, so good.
Just had to clear something up. So yeah, if JetNet does not win this game, we're going to have to do a playoff for who wins this tournament. So more action, I guess.
Okay. All right. Seems like JetNet is having some last minute thoughts. We'll actually trigger the Covenant. We'll burn both cards and then use that to make Leo work. I'm not sure about that move. I think it's a little too extra, but you know what? It's their choice. It's what they decide to use.
Yeah, like Covenant can, get you some. How's it called? Can get you an extra attack in this deck, but at the same time, Janet was so low on cards, so I think just getting the draw power here to keep up in tempo is probably the better decision.
Mm-hmm. Okay, unfortunately, we do have a little bit of a dice of cringe moment. So maybe they might want to actually leave the Hydra one. Yep, Hydra one's behind and try to roll for it. The dice of cringe has even become more cringe, especially when Barbara's like in the other side. But doesn't mean to say because Janet's opponent's card deck at hand is also like very bad as well. I mean the dice rack. Sorry.
One thing that could be said is like you can both sides can normal attack, and then at least Jatnat can easily do a barber skill. I honestly think Glass has worse dice here, honestly, despite having one more Geo dice.
Yeah. Switching into Barbara. So this is good because Barbara actually have a chance to pull off the cleansing field, so there's a little bit more extra safety in that. There's the Woven into another Ushi. And all of a sudden, the Ito definitely has all the things needed. However, Jetnad decides to just keep at it because honestly, this might actually be better. Considering that if Jetnad is able to survive through the opponent Ito's onslaught, Jetnad can actually use his own Ito to fight back.
I mean, this Ito is on 6 effective HP right now, and there's no Geo Resonance in sight. Now, obviously, Jetnad doesn't know that, but I honestly feel like Jetnad is not in a bad position here to maybe force a kill in the next 2 turns. We do have Lotus Firecrust, which definitely helps a decent bit here. So,
this has to go well, though. So what will Jetnad do here? Jetnad doesn't really have a lot of good dice economy at this current point in time. I think the best case scenario, I guess, Jetnad could potentially think about doing is just move to E2 and do a normal. That is an option you can do.
I think that's probably the best one, considering like it gives you the last energy you need for.
But it also means wasting that superlative strength too. So Jetnad's in a bit of a pickle. That's like the bigger thing, and I would agree with that. Just getting more draw power, just making sure things are actually poggers and not Pepega and cringe.
Would agree. All right. Yeah, this will leave Glass with 5 dice, and probably, honestly, like I think Lieben is probably the best option here, and maybe Send Off on top of that. I think the problem with Send Off is it's 2 white dice, so I think you would need to tune one of the cryo dice into Geo, then use Send Off, and then use the rest of the dice for Lieben.
Seems like a pretty decent job, though, overall. Hongwei is
Harbor Wharf instead here. Yeah,
there it is. There's the Harbor Wharf and the Lieben.
Lots of cards to draw. The card advantage has been and will continue to be on Glass's side here this entire game.
There's the Crystallize. Actually, not sure about now. There's a Lieben and they have a Woven Stone. All right, depending on what kind of dice layout Jetnad's gonna get, everything might. Whoa!
That's a good one. Let's see. Can we get more?
Oh, big man! Hey yo.
Yeah. On the other side, we have Lieben though, contributing to Omnidice as well.
Oh my god, hold on. Their dice count is also not bad either.
Yeah, like we're gonna have a huge turn here, probably. Unless both of them decide to stall it out forever.
I think Honorigo is actually gonna use the first Lotus Flyer Crisp on the Ito first. I think that's actually gonna be happening real soon.
Okay, here's the question. You have another bell, you have a bunch of dice, and your Ito is low. Do you just like pivot to Noelle for a while?
Who knows?
I feel like it might not actually be the worst decision. The only question, the only problem with that is Noel does not have any energy at this point. A bit of switch stalling here. Is going to put Glass in a decent position when it comes to the dice lead. It's going to keep stalling it here.
Stall, yes, but like, is this stall going to be mega worth it? Because they are losing a hefty sum of damage, hefty sum of health in the other cards as well. So I know getting Ito is like the primary job, but it also, you cannot ignore that the other characters are also suffering in the cost of that.
I think you're just completely fine with that, especially because most of it goes on Noel. Just use your shields here. The primary thing is get Ito back on the field, get him some health back, and then hopefully be able to go from there. I don't think Jatna can really afford to just use 3 dice here and leave Glass in charge at this point. So if they switch stall down right now, it's still going to leave Glass with, I think, 6 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Not great for Jatna.
It is kind of a very finicky situation, but I don't think it's anyone's loss currently. All right, here we go. Fast action into Artaki Ito. Pizza.
Does not have Georesonance though. And that would have made it a lot easier to play around this Ito right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he is still sitting on effective 7 HP and healing at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot of effects. 3, 2, 2. Yeah, no, it's a lot of things going on at the right time. Oh my god. I'm really loving this mode. Just letting you know. Alright. We'll use the It's Not Over Yet and get the Woven into another normal here. Oh my god.
I did not think that would be 7 damage.
I was like, wait a minute, because he had a super lesser strength on 3.
Yeah.
And got the raging only queen. No, that was a lot of stuff actually go and have it. It's fine.
I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna call it. Congratulations, Jatna, on winning the Asia Weekly.
It was. Oh, it's tenacity, not gambler. If that was gamblers, no, that would have been extra over.
Yeah.
We're not really in a good situation now. All the pieces of Exodia just disappeared like into thin air. Desperately trying to build up onto Noel this time.
I've said it before. You do have another belt, so you can switch to Noel. The problem is you have like almost no shields. You're gonna get the tenacity next round, but you're also going to take some damage here. Now finds a double Georesonance.
What kind of sick joke is this?
Yeah.
And they get their own here. No, this is a sick joke. This is 1 health. Oh my god.
I don't actually think Wind and Trident does too much here.
I know, but like, come on, look at that.
Yeah. That's a nice though.
Yeah, that is one hell of a dice roll though. Kind of fixed it.
Dice, at least.
No.
Yeah, he has enough cards in hand to just tune it off.
It ain't Kringe. We also have the opposite side is also good. There it is.
Res, elemental.
However, Barbara's skill actually worked against Chatnat here. Just a little bit.
How much is that? It's 5 plus 5 plus 14 effective HP right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes 6 of those.
Fight fire with fire, I say.
Yep.
Look at all that. Yeah, there is the Lotus Crisp.
Yeah, I feel like it's just Ushi then, and then probably even just go to Barbara, use Barbara's skill. Don't take the bait, just like...
No, I'm just gonna do a normal straight up.
Okay.
What about the Ushi though? I mean, they still we still have superlative super strength here, so it's
also,
fine.
there's enough damage. I didn't think it would take all the shields. It has to go over to Barbara here. We're gonna see another Ito burst, perhaps.
Perhaps, maybe. Well,
you could also just
10 health, and they still have a Raging Oni King, so it's not really much of a thing. Oh, actually, I guess they are doing. Oh, they're getting Ushi out.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Prioritize that over the Lieben. I think that's okay.
But I don't think Jetnad's gonna lose here anytime soon. For sure.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, this is
still a Geo Resonance on Glass's side. So there's one more big push to stay alive. And Noelle can do a lot of damage the moment she gets a burst up. So it is vaguely possible.
Hello. All right. Okay, the dice is really not working for Jadnad, but Jadnad somehow is finding a way back for it. And there it is. See, you recovered very easily. Now the burst can be used easily. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're just going to see what kind of attack, what kind of movement's going to happen for Barbara. There's a Lotus Fire Chris again, moving into Noelle.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea, but that's the last Lotus Fire Crisp.
Yeah,
I think what Jetnat can do is just use it. Never mind, just burst straight away.
Yeah, this is still gonna put it on to 3 something. 4, okay. Meanwhile, you are sitting yourself on 14 HP. You can get the Geo Resonance here, but even then, like you're only sitting on what, 8 at that point.
Also, we do have Wind and Freedom, Send Off. Jana has his own Flower Crisp. It's a lot of things going on, So Weeping Time only takes 1 health.
Yeah, I mean it's 5 damage, but it's still not that much.
Noelle also gets a huge bump of 4 shield right now, which is fine. Yeah, there it is. Their own Lotus Trips.
Yeah, chunks are down to 2. This should be pretty much just Barbara left at the end of this turn. Geo Resonances are gone. Yeah, I feel like...
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard to make it back here now. Oof. The only sad thing is that this Ito is not gambler, so they can't just immediately go over this game, but it's fine.
Yeah, they don't have a Woven left, otherwise they could have even done that. Just equipping gamblers over the Woven. But, yeah, it's still going to be enough in the long run.
It's kind of Jover at this point. The Joe is over, and I don't... Yeah, Janet's opponent's really trying to see if there's a way to get through. The Calix's Arts is not going to work. No one has energy. Wind and Freedom, no way in hell. Heavy Strike, not going to work out. Mondstadt Hash Brown is the only thing that could work, but even then it's delaying the inevitable. Yeah, so Jetnat can simply just do a normal here, and that would be it.
I feel like you just actually end turn and...
Yeah, just burn the send off, and there it is. And then end the round simply. Not much you can do at this point. An insult to injury. There's the it's not over yet. And of course, they just give you the right amount of dice needed at the very end. Yep. I mean, they can try. Only can actually try, but also that's another burst just ready at hand. Kind of hard for things to survive, for sure. Mondstadt Hash Brown. There it is. And then tries to go for a normal.
Like, there's no Adeptus, sadly. So yeah, this is just gonna be the burst for 6 damage, and that should be
Just
be
fine.
Ultra Road.
Yeah.
That
Just
is
goes
7 health.
for...
That is 7 health on. Can you click on the skills?
Yeah, we can click on the skills, just
Okay,
not
you can't see the damage
count,
number.
but yeah, no, we just
Yeah.
can't see the damage numbers. However, not enough
It's
to take it
still-
out.
it's a
Oh
normal
no,
attack.
that was Ushi. Yeah, that was Ushi.
Or even Ushi, yeah.
Yeah, that was an Ushi throw. Gets everything in line.
I mean, the elemental burst should clean it up after whatever class is doing here.
Mm-hmm. And breastplate, yeah, just to get the extra armor here. I think they were trying their very best just to outlast just a little bit longer.
And still not it. We're still not bursting for some
Still not
reason.
bursting for some reason. Yeah, exactly. I do applaud the tenacity to just like I do applaud the persistence of this player to keep going, but you know, it's definitely not gonna happen.
All right.
It's not even like. Here's the thing: Jadnot's not exactly like, you know, playing around BMing this guy. No, he's really not BMing at all. He's just he's just trying to get rid of this Noel, but this Noel is just doing every single mechanic, every single gimmick, every single skill possible just to live, only to met with the DGs.
And that is it. Jadnad is the winner of the Asia Weekly for week 3 here, and makes it very close to qualifying for the major at the end of the patch. Rumors of Bin's decline have been exaggerated, as I said.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that will be it. So that's the end of the weekly, as you have said. I think it's really good to note that Jadnad's actually won, so that Jadnad's eligible now, right? If I recall.
Well,
or do they
you need at least 2 results. I'm not sure
that's
if Jadnad, Jadnad probably has participated in the other one of the other Asia weeklies and probably went 3 and 2. So likely Jadnad is qualified at this point, but 1 tournament's not enough.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens when it is. But for the Asian crowd, do not worry about the things, because we still have opportunities to do more, two more, right? Because of these altered schedule regarding the Kave Hacker Man's situation. I can't believe that's what we're gonna call it now. Asia's already done their week 2, so the other contestants will only have 1 more week left, which would be the next week. After that, you will no longer have any more opportunities to get yourself eligible for the majors. However, for America and Europe, we know you've missed out on that Kave week, so you will have a week 5 for you guys to set it up to make up for it. So keep that in mind. It's not over yet. It's never over until we decide that it's over, unfortunately. Thank you, Louis. We have been a duo for a while, and we haven't talked in a while, but it's really good to be back. This is me from the KQM side. I'm like the ambassador at this point. I'm pretty sure like someone else is a bigger ambassador than I am, but we'll just assume that I am an ambassador.
You're ambassador to the fans. Anyway,
and
let's go to the shoutouts. Obviously, shoutouts to KQM, major resource for theory crafting in Genshin and TCG, as well as Honkai Star Rail now.
Yeah, I was about to say. So we do Star Rail stuff too.
Yeah, so go check them out over on their Discord server or on all their platforms. Same for us. Join our Discord server. We run the tournaments here. Also, we have a very welcoming community. Voice chats are always relatively filled, and all the text chats are also filled with TCG goodness. So head on over.
And we also like to thank all the people that has been working very hard on this weekly. not only just me and Louis here that has been working on this tournament. We also had other staff like Cyan, Binzu, Attila, Shan, Haunty, Kojo, our lovely Kojo, Red, and Spectre. Spectre this time being our overload of the streaming here. Without him, this stream would have been actually non-existent. So I'll let you guys imagine how much important everyone else on the staff list were doing. You know.
Yeah, Spectre, like, just old reliable, always showing up for these, always providing really good stream experiences. So special shout outs to him.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that we need to go through the roster? Because I think this is quite it for the weekly.
Yeah, I think so too. It's been a blast. Mostly Ushi blasts, but a blast anyway.
Of course, you're gonna say that. And enjoy the banner changing on next week as well. And I hope you guys have generally a great time, either with or without Fremine.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Have a dolce one.